Hey y'all, before we jump into today's vlog, I want to announce, in case that you have not seen it, my next virtual workshop is going to be Canning 101 for beginners. I'm going to be showing and teaching you how to water bath can. There are two methods of canning, water bath canning and pressure canning. I will do a separate pressure canning class. So in this class, it's just water bath only because that is usually the easiest way to start if you have never canned before. Now, if you're a OG and you already know how to can water bath style, but you don't know how to do pressure canning, then wait for the next class in December. But if you don't know how to can and you want to learn how to can, and I'm going to say if you don't know how to can, you need to learn how to can. Come to my workshop. It's Sunday, November the 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. I will be again live in my kitchen showing you how to can, and we will be going through 2 recipes, hopefully. Definitely 1 recipe. You will also receive a full replay to the workshop if you can't make it at that particular time. And also you're going to get a canning digital guide. Now, if you have never been to one of my workshops before, this is the 3rd one that I am doing this year. I've already done 2. If you have not been to one of my workshops, then go look at some of the comments about my workshops. Y'all, it is thorough, it is detailed. I put a lot of time and energy in it, and you have a chance to interact with me live Q&A. Like, I'm not going to stop until you get it. I'm not going to leave you out there hanging. I'm going to check up on you. You're going to get a resource guide that's going to have every piece of information you want. So when you go to your kitchen to can, and I am not there, you can literally go watch the video. You can pull up your digital guide and walk through step by step so that you feel comfortable that you can safely in your kitchen. I want to see you in the class, so the link will be down in the description box below. Go to our website page, to our events page. It is Sunday, November the 10th. Make sure that you go ahead and register and get into the canning class. Now, let's go watch this vlog because it's going to be some stuff in there that you're going to want to see. Hey everybody, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and meeting me in the back of my house in my original garden. If you're brand new here, my name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee. I'm in Zone 7B, and I'm glad that you stopped by. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. The weather is absolutely amazing today, and when I look at the 10-day forecast, it's going to look even more amazing, or it's going to stay amazing. Let me just say that. For the next 10 days, it's in the 70s. So we still don't have any more cold temperatures since that big drop that we had a couple of weeks ago, and I am here for it. But I'm also on a mission to try to get as much done as I can before these temperatures drop and stay that way. Because y'all know once it gets too cold, we won't be out here as much. But today, I'm in the back of the house, and I'm out here to hopefully plant some more garlic. I did a video last week and I gave you the best tips for planting garlic. So if you did not see that video, then definitely go check that video out. But I thought I would turn on the camera and let you guys hang out with me in the backyard as I try to get hopefully the rest of the garlic done. We'll see how far we get, but also I got to deal with some garlic in the house. So today is garlic day. I've got to get some things done. As you know, if you've been watching me, I have been traveling a ton in September and October for work. So it has been, I've been out of town literally every week. So I've really only had maybe a couple of days a week. And I would say on those couple of days, maybe 2 hours or so. Hey, Max. Y'all know wherever I am, that's where my dogs are. And don't worry, Lex is right there facing me, laying down. But I've only been home like maybe a couple of days a week, and out of those couple of days, maybe I've had a couple of hours to get stuff done. So whatever you have seen me publish content for you guys, I have been hustling and hustling. But I'm home now for 3 weeks, and so I'm trying to make the absolute most of it. I have a long to-do list. And I was telling my husband this morning, when I have such a long to-do list, I'm like, where do I even get started? And he always just tells me, just start with one thing and then just start working your way down through the list. So I prayed this morning. I was like, Lord, I need focus this week. Lord, I need guidance this week about what is the most important, what is the most the thing that's the priority. And they all feel like a priority. But I say all that to say, to just humanize that sometimes, a lot of times, there's so much to get done, and we fall into the trap of, because there's so much to do, we do nothing, because we just sit there like, I don't even know where to get started. Well, right at this moment, I'm going to try and finish my garlic. So on the last video that I did last week, we planted 1 bed of garlic because we only had enough materials and compost for that bed of garlic. So I went and got 4 bags of compost. I don't know if it's going to be enough that'll give me 2 more beds. We'll see how far we get. But I also wanted to show you, if you can see behind me, on that last video, I was telling you that we were prepping our wood for the winter. You can see the log rats that my husband put back there. He kind of has it on some gravel and some pavers. Let me take you over there so you can see it. Okay, so you can kind of see what he did. He has it on some paver so that it's not completely on the ground. And then he kind of put some gravel there so that it would not sink into the grass, but it's kind of like a little bit elevated. So that way it just won't sink into the ground and all that. And then he kind of has it on some pavers. Let me see if I can get you. You can kind of see the pavers there. So it's full of wood. These are 2 4-foot racks. Right here, and those racks were originally up by my back patio, and so now you see that one, it's already covered up, but that is an 8-foot rack. So the 2 4-foot racks were there. He placed them out there, and then he was putting together on that last video the 8-foot rack. So that is completely filled with wood, and then he has the cover on it. We got to get covers for those right there. So we thought that was going to take care of all the wood, but it did not. We still have all of this wood left. This right here is all just scraps, and he'll use it for kindling. It was, really too dry, and when it split, it just kind of broke apart. But then all this wood here is still left over. This is a cord of wood. Now, if you're new like me, well, I'm not new anymore, but when we first got a wood burning stove and was burning wood, I didn't know what was what. I didn't know what a rick was versus a cord. So this is a whole cord of wood. We just got this delivered 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we thought that this was gonna fit on the 8-foot rack. That didn't happen. So we still have all this left. As you can see, my husband, he can't even pull up in the driveway. Because we still have all of this that needs to be moved. So now we got to figure out where all this other wood is going to go. So my husband was going to order another 8-foot rack. And then I got to thinking and talking to him about, I was like, why don't we just build something? Now, me saying that is really him building something, because I don't know how to build. Do I need to know how to build? I probably know how to do something, but I don't. But so it was more about, hey, do you want to build something? And I will support you. So I did what I do well. I support, right? And so I went and found a couple of designs on Pinterest, plans, and said, hey, do you like any of these? Do you think it's simple? Like, I don't know. Like, let's be clear. The only help I'm going to be able to provide to... Max, you hit my camera. The only help I'm going to be able to provide to you is support, right? Not like hands on the plow. Now, I will, but he would be teaching me, I would be learning, not me actually doing it. So we found a plan that my husband actually liked. He feels like it was relatively simple. We bought it through Etsy. And so he is going to be building a structure to hold the rest of the wood, and it'll hold a cord of wood. Otherwise, we were going to have to buy like 2 or 3 more 8-foot racks. And I'm like, okay, where are we going to put it? Okay. That's cost, and it's going to cost us, of course, to build a thing, but we think that may be a better long-term solution. So anyway, that is the plan for the wood. So let's pray that all that gets done before it gets too downright cold, and that he can come pull up in the driveway and not be out, in the pasture. So that is the plan. If you guys are interested in seeing the process of him building it, let me know. Your girl's going to be there for support, right? I'm going to be support. He's going to be building. But if that's something that interests you, just put it down below and let me know. And then we can certainly film it and show it to you guys. Okay, y'all. So we are going to get 2 more beds ready to plant garlic. And I hope that is enough for the garlic that I have. But if not, then that's okay. We'll just get more compost and we'll keep going. So if you're new here, I have 5 beds in the back of my house. This is where my garden started. It started with 4 beds, and then we added a 5th bed like a year later. So I already have 1 bed completely done. And so I kind of go from left to right, and I just name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I'm going to do beds 1 and 3 so that the garlic is 1, 2, 3 all in a row. And then I'll have the other 2 beds for onions if I need it, or an overflow of garlic. So the first thing we're going to do is just put some compost in the beds. I'm going to get my garlic out and take you through the varieties that we are doing. Okay, all the beds, the 2 beds are ready to be planted. So again, on my video last week, I actually went through a little bit slower and taught about the best tips for planting garlic. So I told you everything to do. So today I'm just going to plant. I'm not necessarily going to go through a lot of information and training, but if you want to know how to plant garlic, how far apart to put it, what to do, then definitely go check out that video below. I will link it up here. It's called the best tips from planting garlic. But today we're going to get in the ground. But I do want to talk about, today I'm doing all new varieties that I've never done before. So last week's video I did Georgia and Crystal, which is one of my favorites. I've done that one. This is my 3rd or 4th year doing that one. It is tried and true, and it's one that I love. It has really, really big cloves. On that video I showed you that. On this video I'm going to plant some new ones, but they're still from the same place, Mad River Garlic Growers. So let's talk about the ones that we're going to do. I'm going to do German White, Spanish Roja, Russian Giant, and Montana Giant. So let's get started with, let's see. I think the German White is either a pound or a half. So let's get started. Yes, a half. So let's get started with the German White. Total overall, I bought 3.5 pounds of garlic, 2 pounds with the Georgian Crystal, and that all fit in one bed. So I'm hoping with this 1.5 pounds left, I'll be able to get it between these 2 beds. So let's take a look. Okay, friends, we are done. Bed 1, bed 2, and bed 3. All done. Okay, it feels good to have that checked off of the list. All garlic 2025 has been planted. Now, the first bed that I did, completely full. This last bed, which is actually bed number 1 from the left, it only has 1 row. Now, what I could have done, I could have tried to squeeze it in and just keep it at 2 beds. But I did that last year, and the garlic cloves were small. But I hated just doing 1 row of a bed that I had already gotten completely done. But that's what I went ahead and did because that was the better thing to do. Now, y'all know how I am. I don't like empty space. I'm like, everything needs to be full. So I'm like, do I order more garlic? I don't think I want to do that. I might. Then I thought, okay, what else can I grow with garlic that's going to be low maintenance, that can make it through the winter? Because y'all know I stopped growing food behind my house 2 years ago, and I just grew all my food in my high tunnel. But I hate having that bed empty because I'm like, it could be used for something. And when it's time to do the onions, you don't put onions and garlic together, so I can't use the rest of the bed for the onions. I got 2 full beds right now that'll be ready for onions, and then plus I'll have my metal raised bed in my outside garden that we're going to do onions in the spring. So I could do carrots, or I could do flowers. I could do snapdragons so that I could have me some pretty spring flowers back here, or I could do alyssum, which will make it through the winter. Both of those are cold hardy. I've never done alyssum outside. I've only done alyssum in my tunnel. It's been a couple of years ago. It's just like a little small, white, delicate looking flower. It's just for beauty. It's just to have some flowers that'll make it through the zone. Man, the sun is high. So I thought about that. I don't know. What y'all think? Should I buy more garlic? Should I plant carrots, snapdragons, or alyssum? Now, the only thing, if I plant something else out here, especially carrots or alyssum that's going to be by seed, then I'm going to have to come out here and water it every single day until I see germination. That's going to probably take all of this week. And not that I can't do that. I mean, that's pretty easy just to come out here. But because that's not where my mind is, and because I don't, in my mind, this is kind of just turned off for the fall and winter, I'm just trying to think, do I want to do that? But it would be nice to have some flowers out here. Let me think on these things. If you have a suggestion or a comment, just put it down below. Let me know. But I also wanted to show you this. This is garlic that I had that I was getting ready to put in the ground. But as I was undoing the cloves, the wrappers came off. And so I'm not going to plant these. Now, some people will say, yeah, you can go ahead and plant them. One, I've never had this happen to me before, so I don't know why the wrappers came off on this particular variety. This was German white. But I'm not going to plant it because the wrappers kind of serve as protection, right? It keeps them from disease. It helps them keeps everything in place so that the roots can grow. And it kind of just keeps them protected. So I don't necessarily, I mean, this is literally 4 cloves. I'm just going to add it to my garlic stash and I'm just going to use it. That's what I'm going to do. Because it doesn't matter. It's not worth it to me to put it in there to attract some kind of disease or something and ruin the whole crop or ruin the whole bed. I've never had it happen before, but if it happens to you, I would suggest that you just use it and keep it moving. It's not going to go to waste. It's just not going to be in your 2025 garlic harvest. So we have all of our garlic planted. I keep thinking, should I order more garlic? That's money. That's time. Do I want to do that? I don't know. Okay, today is not decision-making day. But, you know, it just bothers me that bed is not all the way full. But let's keep moving. So I got all the garlic in the bed. Now we're going to go in the house and deal with garlic that we harvested back in May. Yes, I know it's almost November, but we about to go deal with it. So meet me in the house. Okay, y'all. So now we're in the house. Let me show you this. This is garlic from this year's harvest that we planted a year ago. Let's talk about what's going on here. So one of the things that has been a challenge for me with my garlic is that, as you know, you harvest your garlic in the summer. So we planted in the fall, we harvested at the beginning of summer. So either the end of May or the first part of June. Well, as you know, that is like the busiest time of the year. So I have it in my garage or my root cellar and I let it cure for 2 weeks. But what happens is, and what has happened, is that it sits in my garage. I go out there and take some when I use it, but I don't necessarily process it at the right time. What I mean by that is, it is now almost November and I still have a lot of garlic in my garage, and some of it I have lost because I let it stay out there too long. Now, garlic, I plant hard neck varieties. They do not last forever. Now, the garlic that you buy in the store is a soft neck variety. A soft neck variety has a longer storage life, and those are the kind that you can braid and do all that stuff. So the reason why in the store they're not doing all that is because it's a soft neck variety. But in my zone, I plant hard neck varieties. 1, because I want the garlic scapes, and 2, that's what grows best in my area. Meaning I have a long enough growing season where it can get started, it goes dormant in the winter, and then in the spring, the shoots start to appear, and then by summer, it's ready to harvest. This has been a challenge for me with my garlic every single year. It is hard for me to get to because y'all know the summer press, it is busy. I have stuff growing in 3 spaces. Things are coming in abundantly, and we're thankful for that. But I'm processing stuff. I'm harvesting stuff. I am just trying to keep my head above water. And I've talked about this many times, is that in the summer, there's like this priority playlist, right? And everybody has their own order of what is priority. For me, it's always, okay, let me make sure that no tomatoes go by the wayside, tomatoes, peppers, things like that, my purple whole peas, all of that good stuff. And so when I only have 2 hours in a day, because most of the days in the summer, I'm busy, I'm working, I'm traveling, and I may have a good 2 to 3 hours, let's just say a day on average. That 2 to 3 hours is spent harvesting, fertilizing, bringing stuff in the house, planting stuff, getting rid of pets, like it's all the stuff. And when it comes to, oh, I need to unpeel my garlic and process it, that just gets way, way down on the priority list. And what happens is that I lose garlic in the process because it is not a long-term storage item. On average, maybe 3 to 4 months. Now, if I would have taken it out of my garage and probably put it in the root cellar, I could have gotten a little bit more time out of it. But in the summer, y'all, it's 90 something degrees here, so it's hot in the garage. In my root cellar, it is in the summertime, if it's like 90 degrees outside, it's probably 70 in there. So one of the purposes of root cellar is that you want to kind of keep your temperature maintained with the temperature of the earth. And underground in the earth is 55 degrees on average, right? But because I'm in the South, and because, I mean, my root cellar is like 9 to 10 feet deep, but it still does not maintain a temperature in the summer of 55 degrees. It is like 70 degrees in there, which is not bad, and cooler than my garage. But again, ideally, for the garlic to last a long, long time, it needs to be much, much cooler in the summer, and we don't have that here. I say all that to say that today, y'all been walking by. I ain't been able to get to it because it's a priority, but it's like number 15. And I got 14 other things in front of it. But today, we moved the garlic up the list. Okay, we moved this year's garlic harvest. It's sitting in top 5, okay? Because I'm like, girl, you didn't grew this, you didn't pay for it, you can't lose it. Now, have I lost a ton? I have not. So this whole bag is just all of the wrappers, right? Let me see if I can show you one when I say that I've lost one. Here's an example. I probably had, I would say that I haven't used maybe 50 bulbs of garlic left, right? So I have been using it. I just go out there and use it as I need it, but I haven't spent time to just unpeel all of it and either dehydrate it, freeze it, make stuff with it. I haven't done any of that, but that's what we're gonna do today. So when I say like I've lost it, you can see like this one here, when you open it, it's kind of like rotted on the inside. If you can kind of see what that looks like. Well, that one doesn't look that bad, but well, I'm glad I showed you this because really, I could probably cut this part. I could cut that part off, right? But the other ones are like rotted, brown. There's like nothing there. That's what I mean by when I say I've lost some. So let's just say I had 50, right? Bulbs that I've done. Like I've already all I've done this morning is just taken them out and separated them into cloves. So this is nothing but cloves, but they still have the wrappers on them. So they still got to be peeled. If I've had 50, I probably have put in this bag maybe 5 or so bulbs that just were not good. Like this one, I could probably salvage some of this and then just take off half of this piece of garlic, right? These all need to be peeled. Now, peeling garlic is one of my least favorite things to do. So look at this clove. This is huge, y'all. Huge. This is elephant garlic. So I grew this last year because I heard that the cloves were big and it was easy to peel. And that is true. It is easy to peel. And out of the ones that I lost, so to speak, none of them have been elephant garlic. So the elephant garlic definitely has been storing much better because all of the elephant garlic is intact. Intact. The one thing that I didn't enjoy about the elephant garlic is that it does not have a strong garlic flavor. And it's actually not in the garlic family. It's actually in the onion family. So it has a very mild flavor. It is not a strong garlic. So that's the reason why I didn't enjoy it as much from a taste perspective. And that's the reason why I didn't grow it this year. But while I'm sitting here peeling this, I'm like, oh, this is the reason why I grew it right here. It is so easy to peel because it's so big. Look at y'all. And I've shown you this before. These cloves are huge. Absolutely huge. And it's easy to peel. So that's why I did it. That's exactly why I did it. Like here's another one, right? Because it's so big, it's easy to peel. It's just if the elephant garlic could have a strong garlic flavor, I would definitely have it in my garden this year. I would have probably a whole bed just because I love the size of it. And I love the fact that it's easy to peel. But the flavor, look at that. It's just super, super easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and peel this garlic. What I haven't decided is what I'm going to do with it. So last year, and I'll try to find the video, last year we made like a garlic puck. So I put the garlic in a food processor, mixed it with a little bit of olive oil, and kind of formed it, so to speak, like just in like a little round circle. And then I put it in the freezer to flash freeze, and then I put them in a Ziploc bag to use. I loved that, but I love that idea, and it came in handy because when I needed garlic, I could just go in the bag. It's already like minced, chopped, all that is peeled. You don't have to do anything with it. What I did not love about it is as I'm cooking, I would not always go put the freezer bag back in the freezer immediately because I got a lot of things going on when I'm cooking, or I would just forget. And so what happens is that it would unthaw. And so when it would freeze back, because it wasn't flash frozen, again, it was not in its own individual thing. So things were sticking together. And by the end, I just had one big old blob of like frozen garlic. That was a nightmare. So I don't know that I want to do that again, unless I'm going to be 100% committed to, as soon as I use it, putting it back in the freezer. So I thought about just peeling it and having individual cloves frozen in a Ziploc bag, and that way I just get a clove out and then just have to chop it real time. I thought about making garlic oil, but I wouldn't want to do garlic oil until I have already some frozen garlic of some other kind that I can use in my freezer. So I don't know. What y'all think? What do you do with your garlic? How do you store it? How do you preserve it? Put it down below. Let me know. But what I'm about to do now is just peel garlic. It ain't sexy. It ain't exciting. It just has to be done. So this is what I'm about to do. Hey friends, it has been 2 days later. Let me tell you something. Peeling garlic is my least favorite garden task. Peeling garlic is tedious. It takes a long time. So it has taken me 2 days. Now, obviously I haven't been doing it 2 days straight. I did probably like an hour yesterday and probably an hour and a half today. We got 10 cups of garlic, of peeled garlic. So it's a tedious process. So the last time you saw me on camera when I had started to peel the garlic, I had decided in my mind that I was just going to peel the garlic and put it in the freezer as is. I was not going to go through the effort of making those garlic paste bombs or anything like that. But after 3 days of dealing with this garlic, I decided I have spent a lot of time and a lot of hours peeling this garlic that I'm going to actually make something that I really have been wanting to try and that I know that I will enjoy. Not I hope, I know that I will enjoy. So we're going to make some garlic confit. So I have 10 cups of peeled garlic. I'm only going to use 2 cups of peeled garlic to start because this is my first time making it and I want to make sure all goes well and that I love it. So if you don't know what confit is a French term. It just means cooked in fat. So I think it was originated with duck because duck is a really fatty bird. So there's duck confit, but you can put, as long as you cook it in some sort of fat, it's confit. So we're going to make garlic confit and we're going to get 2 products out of one. One product will be garlic infused olive oil, which I have been wanting and I actually buy, and I know that I will use it. And then you'll actually have the garlic confit. So I have 2 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to put this in my pot. Oh, I forgot to wash it. That's why I had it separate. Let me do that first. I want to rinse my garlic. Okay, garlic is rinsed. Adding it to my pot. I'm going to put this on low heat, and then you're just going to cover it with oil. It can be olive oil. It can be avocado oil. I'm using olive oil. And it just needs to be submerged. It's going to take a lot of oil. So that's the reason why I'm not doing 10 cups of garlic. You can kind of see here what it looks like. Let's do 1 more cup because I still have oil left. Now, I hope I have some more olive oil in my pantry while I'm doing that. I know that I don't have a large amount of olive oil because I'm out, because I use a lot of it to make our comfrey salve. but hopefully when the next Azure order comes through, I'll be back fully stocked with olive oil, but hopefully I do have another bottle. Okay, y'all, it's been 45 minutes. This is what it looks like. It looks and smells absolutely amazing. So it's like roasted garlic and olive oil. So I'm gonna let this cool off, and spoiler alert, I've already tasted a little bit of it. Tastes so good. I added a little bit of salt because it just heightens the flavor. But after this cools off, I'll separate this and I'll have a jar of garlic confit, and then I'll have hopefully a jar of garlic infused olive oil. So now I have 2 mason jars, one for the garlic confit and then one for the garlic infused olive oil. I'm starting with the garlic confit. I have a slotted spoon and I'm putting the garlic into the jar. Then of course I will backfill it with oil, but I'm trying to get as much of the garlic as I can into this one jar. The garlic is soft, it's mellow, it's almost has a buttery, nutty flavor. It's just like roasted garlic, like you would roast in the oven. It's so good. I'm trying to keep them whole and not completely smash them at all. And now you see me pouring the oil in because you want the oil you want the garlic cloves to be submerged in the oil. And so I'm just topping it off. You can see how beautiful it looks. It looks so good. And I still have some garlic cloves in the pot. But next I'm going to go ahead and start putting the oil into the other jar for the garlic infused olive oil. Oh, it looks like I'm adding a little bit more cloves so that it can be towards the top. And eventually I'll have to get another jar because I still have garlic left in the pot that did not fit in this jar. But this is a 1 pint size jar of the garlic confit. I cannot wait to use it. So I put the lid on that, make sure that it's secure, and then I pour up the garlic infused olive oil into this mason jar. You can see it coming out. I've let it cool for probably 30-40 minutes, so it's warm, but it's not hot. There's a couple of shaved pieces of garlic that get in the garlic infused olive oil, which is not a bad thing, but I do fish some of those out. Okay guys, I have a pint-sized jar of garlic infused olive oil, and I have a pint and a half of the garlic confit. Look at that. Roasted garlic submerged in olive oil. So you can use this for, if you're doing like a French bread and you want to make garlic bread, you can lay it on that, smash the garlic and spread it around. You can put it on pasta. You can put it on roasted, when you're roasting vegetables. There's so many different things that you can do with it. You can put it on bruschetta. Like, I've never had it, but I got all kind of ways that I'm going to use it. That is just, y'all. And I tasted it and it tastes amazing. This is garlic from our harvest. And y'all, I still have, I think, seven cups of peeled garlic. So I am going to flash freeze some and save that to put in the freeze dryer sometime next week and make garlic powder. And then I'm gonna make some into the garlic paste. So I'm gonna do that next. Okay guys, so you saw me on video. These are my garlic paste bombs. So this is my second tray. I already have one in the freezer. I ended up getting a total of 56 garlic paste bombs. So basically I just took the remainder of the garlic, put it in my food processor, added some olive oil, and pulsed it and minced it until I got to this shape. Then I used a small cookie scoop to put it on my thing. I'm gonna flash freeze it, and then once it's frozen, I will put them in a gallon size Ziploc bag. I will double bag it so the odor doesn't permeate all throughout my freezer. And then I can just pull one out as I need it. If I had to guess, this is probably equivalent, one puck is probably the equivalent of like one bulb, if I had to guess. But I'm gonna try it again and just be conscientious of when I take it out of the freezer, get one and then put it back up. That's what I'm gonna try to do. Also, here is the garlic that we flash froze. This is like a tray, and so this is probably do one freezer dry tray. I will freeze dry this next week as an experiment and make garlic powder out of this. I'm assuming it probably won't make that much, but again, just want to experiment. So literally, y'all, we put in the last of our garlic today, and then we processed our 2024 garlic, and we got 4 products. We got garlic confit. We have 2 of those. We have some infused garlic olive oil, and then we're gonna have garlic powder. Okay, y'all, it's the next morning. I'm running, but I wanted to at least show you the final product. My video cut off. It was going dead or something last night. But anyway, I ended up making the garlic paste bombs like I was telling you. I saved a couple so you can see what it looks like. So that's what it looks like right here. So this is nothing but minced garlic and oil that I flash froze. And then I just put in a Ziploc bag. So here's the whole bag. Right here, 56. I will double bag it so that way it doesn't smell up my whole freezer. And I use plastic bags for this and not my resealable bags because it's hard to get the odor out of it once you use it. But that is what it looks like. So y'all, we got how many products? We got the garlic pucks. We have garlic confit, we have garlic infused olive oil, we have some garlic for the freeze dryer to make garlic powder. So y'all, my 3 days of garlic peeling was worth it. And we got all of our garlic planted for 2025. So it has been a productive 2 to 3 days doing garlic. Now, again, if I had more time, I could have probably done it all in one day, but I didn't have time. So that's the way it goes. Y'all know, you do it when you can. You do what you can, while you can, when you can. That is what's happening. So I hope that you guys have placed your garlic order. I hope that your garlic is almost in the ground, all the things. And if you need some ideas on what to do with your garlic, and if you're late like me with processing your garlic, here's some ideas that hopefully will help you. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.